Hey, this is Tyres. Welcome to BBQ 101. We are in Summit Point, West Virginia at my daughter's house, Erin and Joe, Philogene, and we are going to do a loin, and we're going to barbecue this in the oven, and we're going to show you that you can do this inside. If you don't have a grill on the outside, you can do the same thing inside of an oven. So what we're going to do here, we've got a loin that we've already prepped and washed, and we're going to take and do a little prep to this loin. We've washed it. I have dried it off, and what we're going to do is we're going to prep it. We're going to put some lines in it. You don't have to do this, but it allows access to the meat of the flavors that we're going to put in here when we're going to season this. Okay, and we can go and do it the opposite direction. Just kind of cube it up a little bit. All right. And the other side, we can cut some slits in it. And again, you don't have to, but it does make for a little good presentation. Gives you a little bit of a different look to it when it's cooked. Okay, we have dried this down, and you have several options. You can put it on dry, a seasoning, or you can cook this with olive oil all across it. Put the seasoning on and season with it here very, very quickly. It'll stick to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our one-of-a-kind Vieira sauce, sauce. One-of-a-kind V-rub, which is named after my granddaughter Vieira. And Vieira was down at our house in North Carolina when we mixed this up. And she helped us mix it, and it's become something we really, really like. It's a mixture of seasons, and we put this on dry. I can mix this up anywhere I go. This is a jar we just happen to have available. And this is again, often imitated, never duplicated, V-rub that we use. And it was named after Vieira. So, we are going to just simply, liberally shake this on. Now, if I had a shaker with holes in it, this would be a little bit more easier for us to use, but I'm just going to show you that you don't have to have anything that's perfect. Cooking is not a perfect thing. Cooking is a trial and error thing. So all I'm doing is just putting this on. It's sticking. Let's go over to the side of it. I'm going to shake some of this seasoning on. Yeah. Now some of y'all are probably freaking out. Oh my goodness, he's wasting it. Oh, it's going to the waste. You're wasting more and you're putting on the meat. Well, that's the whole point about this. You know, you do it till you like it, and when you're satisfied with it, you know, you're fine. We don't think we're wasting it. We just think we're using it as seasoning. The seasoning adds to the meat. Yes, as I've said before, on BBQ 101, I am 100% believer in the sauce. I love the sauce. The rest of the meat and how you prep it, it's great. You don't have to do it that way. I can do this and be satisfied with just the sauce. And we've got right here our barbecue sauce. It's just in a mason jar. I mixed this up the other night, gave some to a friend of mine in Greensboro. And this is the baby boy barbecue sauce. As we say, often imitated, never duplicated, baby boy barbecue sauce. So we're going to be putting that on after we get this loin cooked, and it's been in the oven. It's going to probably take about an hour and a half or so for it to cook. And the prep is simple. We've already done that. We're going to put it inside this pot. This is a Pampered Chef stone, and we're going to cover this with some aluminum foil. Now, you can be liberal, and that's enough. Or you can double it up and use more aluminum foil. And either way, it will work just as fine. All we want to do is we're going to seal this up real tight. Yes, on the sides here, the heat can come out. We want the heat to come out. It's fine. It will be just perfect. Later on, when this starts to cook, we'll do the flip. About halfway through the cook, we're going to flip this over, and we'll let this aluminum foil, we'll put it on a little bit looser. It doesn't have to be on tight, and just to keep it from burning too much and cooking too fast inside the oven. So Vieira's going to open the door, and we're going to stick this in the oven. you go. Now, we have to thank Vieira for all her prep. She knows where everything is in this kitchen. And all I had to do is ask, and she told me where everything is. We rely on her tremendously for this. Couldn't do this without you, Vieira. Thank you. So, we're going to come back a little bit later, and we're going to do some more prepping. We've got some coleslaw to make. And my coleslaw is legendary. And people love my coleslaw. And it's something I learned from a good friend of my wife, Julie. We went over for a meal and had hot dogs, and she taught me how to make coleslaw and chili, for that matter. We have something else we'll show y'all coming up on one of these segments. So we'll be right back. Okay, so now we're gonna do coleslaw. And history behind this, ladies and gentlemen, good friend of Julie's. We know invited us for dinner one day and showed us how to make coleslaw her way. And she also shows how to make homemade chili. And we'll show you that in a coming up episode. But right now, let me just show you the coleslaw, because you can't have barbecue without coleslaw. You gotta have barbecue without coleslaw. Now, before we go any further, please like and share below. Just press the button and please share. And in that way, other people will see that you are liking what we're doing, and we appreciate that. Okay, subscribe, like, and subscribe. Please, just right down below. Do that. Thank you very much. So, what we got here is the coleslaw. This is just the raw cabbage. And I've since we're on the road and we're up here in West Virginia, I don't have all my tools with me, so we're using the makeshift. So we're just going to show you how we do this while we're on the road. So just take some of the cabbage, and let me just say this for the record: coleslaw is supposed to be green. Coleslaw is not white, okay? I like the outside of the cabbage, the green part of the cabbage. The greener, the better. That's where all the flavor is in the cabbage. So I'm simply gonna just take this and shred it. This is just a shredder. There's different varieties of this, and all I gotta do is shred it. Okay, like that. So what I'm gonna do, put that to the side. I'm gonna take out the large pieces that just kind of flake off, because we want the consistency to be there. Everything's uniform. If I was using a food processor, this would not be an issue. It all would be the same. Okay, so that's our cabbage. And all I gotta do now is put my ingredients in. And here's where it gets to be interesting. Now, I am not a measurer. I go by feel and I go by experience. So what I'm gonna do, since we're using sea salt, I'm gonna get a little sea salt here. Use a little sea salt, okay? All right. Of course, black pepper. Put some pepper in. All right. And then, as we call it in my house, the essence of life, mayonnaise. Okay? We've got, we'll give ourselves a little dollop here of mayo. And we're going to add just a dash or so of vinegar. The vinegar adds the flavor. So we're going to simply, let me use a fork, mix this up. Now, we're only using a small amount because everyone here in the household is not a great fan of coleslaw. So there's no reason to make a whole lot. We make enough that we can put on the loin and be able to add to the sandwich. So, there we go. Southern coleslaw. Delicacy. So let me just taste this and see if I got my mixture the way I want it. Left out the main ingredient. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, people are going to be upset if I don't show this. You got to add the little sugar. Okay, so the salt and the vinegar and the sugar are going to combine together to give us that sweet and tartness together. Now, here's where people make their fatal mistake with coleslaw. They mix it up and they eat it. Wrong. What you want to do is set this to the side and let this continue to blend together. By the time our loin is done, this is going to start to produce a little bit of water. And it's going to sit on top. And then we're going to come back again and we're going to mix it one more time and it's going to be perfect. But we'll taste it while we got it here. There we go. Exactly the way I like it. A little salty, a little vinegary. You can taste it in there. Pepper adds to the flavor. The mayo, and of course the sugar. Very good. So, coleslaw is ready. The loin is cooking. It's going to take some time. We'll come back. We're going to take it out. We're going to go do the flip. We're going to add the sauce to it. And we're going to be ready to eat this loin. Remember, again, subscribe, share at the bottom of the page. Thank y'all very much. Be right back. All right. So I'm going to take it out. You hold the door. Okay, close the door. Okay, so here we go. So, as I like to call this is the turn. And we're simply going to turn the loin over. And this rocking and rolling is cooking exactly the way we want it to. We'll coat this barbecue sauce liberally. We'll leave that in there. We're not going to drain off any of the water. Loin makes a lot of water. Now, I'm only putting in the barbecue sauce for the flavor. When we take this off and we try to put this on a plate, we will be able to put more barbecue sauce on this. So Vieira will open the door. And we'll put it back in, uncovered. And it's not going to take long because it's just about done. And we'll come back and we'll show you exactly what the finished product looks like. Step over on the side of it. All right. So, I'm going to take this out. Turn this off. Take this one. Go ahead. Close the door. All right. So, we're going to do this all from right here. I'm going to take this loin. Now, simply going to take and slice some of this up. You can slice this as thick or as thin as you want. And I think the slits in the top made that. We're getting a lot of penetration down into the meat of the barbecue sauce and the seasoning. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, so I'm just gonna sit this down. And we're gonna kind of plate this up, as a lot of people like to say. Look at the color. I wish y'all could smell this. Normally I add more barbecue sauce on the top. Right now I don't need it. It looks really, really good the way it is. Okay, so I'm gonna use one piece. And I'm gonna take our coleslaw. Remember I said after it's been sitting, they can mix it up a little more. Get it right back where it's supposed to be. And put a little coleslaw on here. I love coleslaw. And normally I'd give it some barbecue sauce, and I can put a little on this just for flavor. Okay, so now that's my barbecue sandwich. Pork loin, barbecue. I got some fries on the side. Ketchup is not really important to me. I eat ketchup. I don't have to have the ketchup. So let's just try this and see what this tastes like. Very tender. It's perfect. Somehow or another, we got to invent smell and taste division. This is fantastic. You wouldn't want anything any tender than this. The flavor from the seasoning, the barbecue sauce, perfect. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but I have no choice. It's really good. So, that's a barbecue pork loin. Never let anybody tell you that you have to be out on the grill. We love doing it on the grill, but you can certainly do it inside of an oven, and you can even do it in an air fryer. It takes 20 minutes in the air fryer. This worked out really good. Hope y'all enjoy watching this video. Remember to subscribe down at the bottom, okay? Subscribe. That's the only way we're gonna make this work. We really appreciate y'all doing that. Thanks for watching. BBQ 101. See y'all.